Hi there again. Right, so where were we? Oh, that's right. We had broken out of our cells and we were making our way through the prison. We had killed a few zombies along the way, and I remember I told you that Bolus had taken the lead owing to the skills and experience which he had told us so much about. We found a room, and I realized that I have this ability whereby, if I concentrate, I can tell if there are certain things nearby, and apparently that includes undead things. And I could tell that there were some small undead things in the room up ahead. Like I said, Borders took the lead, and what is really surprising is, because you would think he would know about this, being so skilled and all, he triggered a trap on the door, and it hurt him real bad. Anyways, we go into this room, and it's full of all this torture stuff, and there's all blood stains everywhere, and it was pretty disgusting. And just like I sensed, there were small undead creatures in here. There was hands, and crawling hands, and they started attacking us, but between us we managed to fight them off, and there was some guy all strapped up in there, and it looked like his hand had been sewn back on. We managed to release him, but he wasn't very talkative. Anyways, we kept the newcomer with us and carried on, and found a room which seemed to be like a guard lounge. There was only one way in, so we secured it and had a bit of a rest. We all agreed we just wanted to find a way out, and we would work together to do it. We had a look around, and there were some basic weapons, and I found a morning star and some basic armor. And there were some crossbows and stuff, and so everybody got something. And Effie found a ring, and she put it on and said she felt safer with it on, so that was nice. We took a nap, and when we came round, the guy that we rescued had gone. And what's worse is he'd robbed us. Not very grateful, if you ask me, but what goes around comes around, I guess. After we had got ourselves together a bit, we left our safe spot and made our way back into the prison, and we came upon a section marked Cell Block A. It was pretty well lit and had high ceilings, but the rooms was all wet and filled with grossness, and someone must have heard us coming, because there was an awful ruckus started coming from behind one of the closed doors. It was an isolation cell, and someone inside was screaming for help. We busted it open, and inside was a panicked halfling called Derek. He told us he had been in isolation for 6 weeks and in prison for years, poor fella. But more than that, he is a paladin for the Raven Queen, and he seemed to sense something in me in that regards, and he seemed to look at me as a person he could trust, but he didn't seem too sure about Bolus or Vampix. He informed us that there was an orc at the temple who had been branding dead bodies, and people branding themselves with the raven sigil, and we had seen these marks on the heads of some of the undead we had encountered. He said that this is not the will of the Raven Queen, and that she would find the work being done abhorrent. He said the temple is on the outskirts of Cutmere, and he was eager to get there to investigate. We left the cell and continued on our way, and we came to a hall, and we was looking around when we came across the body of the guy who robbed us. Like I said, what goes around comes around. But at this point, we was attacked again, this time by a couple of enchanted statues. I can't remember if I ever seen that before, but I doubt it. It was a tough fight, but we survived. And we seemed pretty safe for the time being, and we was all pretty dirty after Vampix started throwing around all that excrement, and we noticed that there was a shower block, so we decided to clean off. It sounded like Vampix enjoyed playing in the water, and we was waiting for Bodus to finish off when we heard him screaming, so I guess that he was getting in the zone again. We busted in, and there was Bodus, naked as the day he took his first breath, being attacked by two ghouls. Effie got knocked unconscious again, but we managed to bring her round, and she seemed pretty upset. This was the second time she'd nearly died, and it was clearly affecting her. She was saying she was useless, but she definitely ain't, and I tried to reassure her of this the best that I could. After what seemed like a very long time since we first saw Zombie Brandon, we finally saw it. The front gate to the prison. We ran over all excited and anxious as well. It was shut, so we tried to open it, pushing and shoving, and then a voice called to us from the other side of the door. They told us that they weren't letting us out until the prison was clear, and we realized that there weren't no point in arguing the matter. Effie was not happy, and she stormed off. A few moments later, we heard her scream.